I don't get my old dash cam.
But then you let me buy again.
Kimi Antonelli, Lando Norris and Max Verstappen.
Do you think the soft was better than the medium? I mean, it's like okay. I mean, I did a lot of laps on it, but of course also lower fuel load, so...
Yeah. Yeah, the soft maybe was not bad for last team.
I mean, I survived.
I survived.
He did?
Max Verstappen on the soft tyre at the end, he did.
Yeah, the soft maybe was not bad for last team.
I mean, I survived.
I survived.
He did?
Max Verstappen on the soft tyre at the end, he did. Absolutely. And a podium place beckons ahead of Antonelli. Just, well, as we heard from the team principal of Mercedes there, I mean, Antonelli, we'll reflect more on this first half of the season, but what a 2026 it's been for Kimi Antonelli. And then conversely on the other side for George Russell, I think he'll be needing a break and a reset now.
Yeah, firstly, Kimi Antonelli, what a nice chap.
What a lovely young man.
Yeah, he is so down to it, and he's so happy. He spends time with the fans in the paddock, signing a case. It's only his second year in Formula One, so maybe that will wear off eventually. But he's just loving life at the moment. George, he needs this summer break. He's got to come back with a reset. Needed a good weekend this weekend. Didn't happen. So he's got to really have a good rest of the half of the season at tracks that he knows, tracks that he goes well at as well.
As they head out onto the podium then, and Jenny can see it all.
I can. Kimi Antonelli get a loud round of applause. Now Max Verstappen just waves to the crowd. The fan invasion has begun. The start-finish straight laden with people. And then our winner, standing between the McLaren team, it is Lando Norris. And he just puts his thumb up, way to the crowd. Good job, well done.
As Lando Norris heads to the top step of the podium, his first win in 2026. The British national anthem reigns out loud here at the Hungaroring for the winning driver and team, Lando Norris, and McLaren, as he is presented by the Prime Minister of Hungary. His winner's trophy. Wasn't it here where he accidentally broke his trophy? Or broke his team, broke Max Verstappen?
I think that's not what Max was joking about. I think he was saying, I'm going to break your trophy now.
And he raises it high, and I always get a bit nervous when they do that. But for Max Verstappen as well, I mean, considering the weekend he had up till now, this will buy Red Bull a bit of time?
Possibly. I mean, Max even said, I cannot believe how I finished on here. He had a stellar final stint on. He managed to drag out that soft tyre. Got a little bit of help, of course, with the virtual safety of people coming into the pits, whereas he stayed out. But still, you can rely on Max Verstappen, can't you, to get you a result? And he's certainly done that.
As second place man, Max Verstappen receives his trophy. He points and waves it at his team, Red Bull, who are down below cheering him on. And third place goes to your still championship leader going into the summer break, Kimi Antonelli, now with 50 points clear at the top of the standings as the celebrations get underway. Formula One goes on its yearly summer break now. We'll be back racing at the end of August in Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. Keep an eye on our Checkered Flag podcast, though, throughout the summer break on BBC Sounds. We're going to go off and record our post-race podcast and dive deep into everything we've just seen. That'll be up as well on the BBC Sport YouTube channel later on. But for now, from the F1 team in Hungary, we'll say goodbye and send you back to Matt Ferrucchi for all the latest 5 Live Sports.
Harry, thank you very much. I imagine a big exhale of breath and load of pressure taken off the shoulders of the world champion Lando Norris. His first win of the season coming at the Hungaroring at the Hungarian Grand Prix. As Harry says, the sport now pausing for its summer break. We'll be back with Harry, with Jenny and the rest of our F1 team in the final hour of 5 Live Sport this afternoon. In the next hour, we'll have the latest from the 100 and from Leeds against Bradford in Super League. That's the other side of the latest BBC News with Richard Foster.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Period.
Before that, it had been a bright, colorful day, showing just how open and diverse the city is. Berlin was showing itself as a city of freedom and showing that colorful is actually a lovely thing to be.
Officials in Bordeaux say they're staying vigilant as a wildfire burns close by, but no evacuation of the city is planned. Spain's King Felipe says wildfires ravaging the countryside around Madrid have caused incalculable damage to the nation's heritage. Simon Hunter is a journalist who lives in Madrid.
The winds seem to have dropped somewhat over the course of the morning and the afternoon. So those major fires in Madrid and Avila seem to be under control. The authorities are saying that firefighters have them under control. They're still burning, but they're not still spreading.
Reports from Iran say an oil tank has exploded in the Strait of Hormuz. The ship is said to have struck a sea mine after leaving an approved route through the waterway. There's been no official statement from Iran or the US authorities. A man in his 50s is critically ill after 3 people got into difficulty in the water near a pier in Essex. Emergency services were called to Clacton-on-Sea yesterday. A man in his 20s and a teenage girl are also in hospital, but they're recovering well. Andy Burnham says he's prepared to challenge President Trump if it's in the UK's national interest. In his first major interview since becoming Prime Minister, he stopped short of committing to spending 3% of national income on defence by 2030. And passengers at Gatwick Airport are facing long queues for toilets and closed restaurants and bars because the water's off. It's because of a power failure at a treatment works nearby. Bottled water is being handed out.
Is the BBC worth keeping? I mean, what has the BBC ever done for me? Who cares about radio stations, Wimbledon celebrations, inspiring a love of nature in future generations? Apparently, the money we pay for the BBC generates over £6.5 billion for the economy. But I still can't see what has the BBC ever done for me. Strictly, I'll bog off to Beck.
There's a BBC for each of us, funded by all of us.
This is 5 Live Sports with Matt Ferrucchi.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Welcome back. Lando Norris has won the Hungarian Grand Prix. We'll be back with our F1 team at the Hungaroring in the next 2 hours. Shortly, we'll be getting the latest on what has been a rain-affected day in the 100 and the one-day cup. But let's check in on today's match in Super League. League leaders Leeds looking to move clear at the top of the table at Headingley this afternoon, where they are facing Bradford, watched by Matt Newsom.
Yeah, Leeds Rhinos 18, Bradford Bulls 10. Ethan Ryan has just scored for Bradford to bring them back into the contest and reduce the arrears. It's been an injury-plagued game. Mike Acebo has gone off for Leeds with a broken arm. Jayden Nikarima has gone off for Bradford with a battered shoulder. We've got a limping Bradford player in Luke Cooley. Ethan Ryan now, he's just scored that try. So it's a bit like walking wounded here. But Leeds have been pretty good in this game. James McDonald scored a couple of first-half tries. There was a Jared O'Connor try just before the break after a reply in the middle of all that from Guy Armitage for Bradford. But Leeds certainly haven't had it all their own way, and Luke Cooley just about to take this kick, which he should slot. And yeah, well, he's taken his time about it. He's eventually sent it on its way, and it does kick it. So it's Leeds Rhinos 18, Bradford 12.
Matt, thank you. Sounds like the injuries are mounting for both those sides either, which is not what they will want at the moment. Now, in the 100 already today, the women's match between Manchester Supergiants and Birmingham Phoenix had to be abandoned without a ball being bowled because of bad weather. Trent Rockets women, meanwhile, have set London Spirit a target of 143 for victory in Nottingham. We'll join that match shortly. But first to Old Trafford, where the start time of the men's match between Manchester Supergiants and Birmingham Phoenix had to be delayed for 30 minutes because of a wet outfield. Birmingham chose to field first. Watching this one for us, Georgie Heath and Emily Windsor.
For a single, as we welcome our 5 live listeners to Old Trafford. Well, we've seen quite some striking from Butler and Moores so far. They're absolutely flying here, the home side. Josh Butler dispatching it into the crowd. Just that previous delivery, 173 up now for the Manchester Supergiants. The 4 wickets down as we head towards the final 7 deliveries as Scott Curry is in now. This time full, slashed away by Moores, but only out to the man at deep point. So 1 more to the tally. The 171 now on the board. This is always funny, Emily. A wind predictor comes up. We're not even at the end of the first innings, but it does say 79% in the favour of Manchester Supergiants at the moment. Here comes Curry. Short. And Butler steps across, dispatches it again, swats this one away into the crowd. 6 more to Josh Butler. 177 for 4 now. That is an incredible shot. That's wide, short delivery, and he swatted that almost like an overhead tennis serve straight into the crowd, straight into the cameraman as well. I think it's incredible hitting from these two. Josh Butler on 86 of 48 deliveries. You know what I would say? If you're in the crowd, don't take your eyes off this pitch at the moment. The ball's flying in all directions. Doesn't matter they had to get a new one out of the briefcase, because Josh Butler is sending it whatever it looks like. So into the final 5 balls of this first innings here. Remember, it seems a long time ago now, but Birmingham Phoenix won the toss, decided to have a bowl first, putting Manchester into bat on their first home game of the season. And Josh Butler is having a day out. 86 from 48, the other end, Moore's 39 from 17, as Mahmood waits at the top of his mark. He's got a nice little orange circle to mark, well, somewhere around the graffiti for the markers, but he knows which one it is, as he's in now. Butler waits, and somehow he has got under that. It was full, it was wide. He's just opened the face upwards and managed to head it out for 4 past point. That is an astonishing shot.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. This from Josh. He's a serious player, but opens the face, races away for 4. Josh Butler, what a player.
This crowd is being treated to quite something. They've sat around in their bin bags and ponchos all morning. They didn't get to see a single ball in the women's game, but they've seen some hefty blows from the Manchester Supergiants batters. I don't want to mention it, Emily, but it is currently raining sideways.
Yeah, but you're not leaving your seat, are you? 4 balls left and Josh is whacking it.
It'd be awkward if I left my seat.
Please don't.
I've just gone. She's just gone. Mic drop. Mahmood in now. Slower ball, chipped up in the air. Who's under it? Taken. And that is the end of it. That will be the end of Josh Butler. Just out to point. But it was quite some striking. He'll go for 90 from 50. And he's treated the fans to quite a show here.
Yeah, good bowling from Saqib Mahmood to dismiss Josh Butler, but he'll raise his bat to the crowd because that's an incredible knock. One of England's best white ball players for a reason. Incredible, incredible knock from him.
He's in some form, you could say. So, Dwarshuis the man to take the catch. Butler goes for 90 from 50 as he heads back up the steps. Goes get ready. Not a lot of time to turn around things. And go and find his keeping gloves. As Liam Dawson comes out to the middle, the all-rounder England international, one international replaces another, stacked with them, this Super Giants side. So 3 deliveries to come, 181 for 5. Mahmood in now, right arm over the wicket, full and just clubbed up to long on by Dawson, and they'll settle for a single, and that's wise because in the end the overthrow comes out, so completely not wise. And there was so much going on out in the middle. They got through for the single. The throw came in from Mitch Owen at long on. Went for the overthrows. Not a lot of attention being paid. Suddenly the batters were both at the same end. Got to get his skates on, and now he's got a big old mud splodge across his front as Tom Moore's.
That's an incredible dive to get back in from him. Very athletic, isn't he, Tom Moore's, the keeper, and yeah, sneaky extra run that from Liam Dawson.
I wonder whether that was necessary though, because I was just saying how good it is that they've got Moores back on the strike, and they're actually having a bit of a ding-dong in the middle. Not very happy with his batting partner.
I can't decide if they're having a good chat here or bad or arguing.
It's either a ding-dong or a ding-dong.
Yeah.
There's a huge distinction between the two.
Interesting vocabulary choice that, Georgie.
Here comes Mahmood now. 2 balls to come. And it's full and wide. I think he's just managed to keep that inside the line. Producer Sal waving his hands behind us. He thinks it's wide, or he's offering me a hug. I can't decide.
That's good bowling. It's a batter's game, isn't it? And these little margins, sometimes you feel like should go in the favour of the bowlers. 1 ball left.
So 183 on the board, 183 for 5. Dawson on strike, he's 2 from 2. Saqib Mahmood stutters at the top of his mark. And then now pumping his elbows. Full toss, and just opens the face, works it backward and points. And Dawson is going to finish the innings with a 4, which means that the target will be 188 for the Birmingham Phoenix. 187 for 5 is how